that's insane. Like, I can't.
And then cut to Sam, like, returning to John's room, and Dean is, like, freaking out still about what he just, like, saw with this nurse, like, dying. And Sam's, like, really quiet, and John immediately notices, because all of the Winchesters have 2 volumes of angry. All 3 of them have the yelling, hitting, throwing things angry, and then the much more dangerous, quiet, do not speak to me or I will say something you will never emotionally recover from angry, and Sam is getting really close to the second one.
Which, good for him.
This was apparently one of Jared's favorite scenes to film, because apparently Jared was just, like, throwing the bag onto Jeffrey Dean Morgan's legs just to, like, piss him off, and apparently it was, like, hard not to react to Jensen, but I just like the idea that Jared's like, what if I just, like, kept throwing this bag onto his legs? Like, it's not heavy, but... What if I just annoyed the hell out of him?
It's like Chinese water torture. Eventually it'll make him go insane.
I mean, you gotta get that in. Like, this was their, like, last, like, foreseeable, like, confirmed episode with Jeffrey D. Morgan. Might as well, like, annoy the hell out of him.
Yeah.
The Sam whisper is gone. Sam and John are screaming at each other.
Honestly, it's so nice to watch Sam lace into him, though, because Sam is making some valid points. Sam came with the receipts and the facts, and John can't take it. So John's being a piss baby about it. I hate John Winchester.
Me too. Dean's trying to referee like he did in Dead Man's Blood, which was the last time that they were, like, really yelling at each other, but they can't hear him this time, so it's not working. John tries to blame Sam for not killing him and the demon when Sam had the chance, because he's a horrible human being and an even worse parent.
Okay.
And Sam tells John to go to hell. Oh, thank God, John's finally about to listen to one of his damn children.
Don't worry. Stay tuned.
Dean then gets pissed because he's like, I do not have time for you guys to argue. I'm literally fucking dying here. And he knocks John's water glass off the tray.
He full-on Swayze'd that mother.
I've never seen a real glass in a hospital before.
Me neither. It's always that ugly-ass styrofoam cup.
It's the effect, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Just like the white pajamas. It's the aesthetic. We need it.
And, like, I think this is the first time that we've gotten a Patrick Swayze reference.
Which is shocking.
We're gonna learn that Patrick Swayze is one of Dean's favorite actors. He's a little bit in love with him. And also, I imagine he reminds Dean of Lee, who we're not gonna talk about too much because I don't want to, like, ruin that delight for Emmie or Meredith, who have not watched season 15. But Dean has a friend named Lee, who he was definitely sleeping with in his 20s.
But my God. But honestly, Dean having a crush on Patrick Swayze is so true of him. That's so true of him.
It's literally canon that they both love Patrick Swayze, so I feel like every time that Dean brings up Patrick Swayze, he's thinking about Lee.
I love when there's, like, bisexual Dean confirmations just riddled in there that don't even have to do with cast. It's my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing. Continue.
I owe someone an apology because I know somebody pointed out, like, somebody else pointed this out, and I want to guess that it was Whitney on TikTok, but if it wasn't her and it was someone else, I'm really sorry. I just don't remember where I saw this. But John and Sam don't know that Dean is there, and he already thinks that Sam's possibly becoming this, like, dark, monstrous being. So whenever Dean Swayze's that mother, he probably thinks that Sam uses his psychic thing on the glass, and it doubles down on his resolve to, like, get that message to Dean at the end of the episode as, like, a result. His eyes go to Sam, and my heart hurts that he is looking at Sam, and he's like, my son's a monster.
I think it was Whitney, because I remember watching that.
Yeah, I feel like it was Whitney.
That sounds like some painful shit that Whitney would bring up. I love her so much.
I've always been so distracted by Dean being like, I Swayze that mother, that I never thought about, because we know it's Dean, but, like, Sam and John do not.
I swear, now I feel like I have to watch it over again.
Dean is not feeling good, and it's because his body is giving out. He's coding.
Yeah.
Because Dean is destined to die of a heart-related problem. I have a whole theory on this. It goes all the way to the end of the show, basically. But it starts in Faith when Dean doesn't have that heart attack.
Yeah.
Basically, every time that Dean, like, dies from, like, a not monster-related thing, it's almost always a heart-related thing.
Yeah.
Sam is standing, like, crying in the doorway, and Dean sees, like, this, like, ghostly Reaper form over his body, and he is...
Isn't that, like, the first and only time that we see, like, the full form of a Reaper?
It is.
Like, yeah, because we don't see it again.
Yeah, every time we see Reapers, they're, like, in, like, bodies, like Tessa.
Every time I see, I just think that it looks like one of the ghosts from Lord of the Rings.
It kind of does.
Every time. I can't see anything else.
Dean's just like, I'm not dying today. That's not happening. So he just, like, grabs the Reaper. And Sam actually does kind of hear Dean then. And, like, that's, like, a really cool moment. And then Dean's, like, pulse, like, normalizes and he's good.
Yeah.
Dean's like, don't worry, man. I'm not going to leave you here with Dad. I will kill this thing and I will be back. I'll be right back.
Dean literally throws a BRB over his shoulder and is like, okay, see you, deuces. Like, I can't.
This is when we meet Tessa. And Tessa appears to be this, like, young woman experiencing something something like what Dean is experiencing, where she's
we meet her immediately after that, too. Like,
so
I can't believe the first time I watched it, I didn't put it together.
Me too. I'm like, in retrospect, this, like, reveal is not that big of a reveal, but, like, the first time you see it, it's like a reveal at the end.
It is, yeah.
Dean is still Dean, so he makes this, like, wildly insensitive joke about Tessa having some complications with her appendectomy, which I guess we'll allow, since it was a fake appendectomy to start with.
It was actually pretty funny, though.
And then we, like, see that kid codes, right? Right after that?
Yeah.
Is when the kid codes. And then I'm like, and then again, with the rewatch value, Tessa's not there. Like, the Tessa and the Reaper are never in the same place at the same time. So, like, duh. And then it's so funny because later in the episode, which I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but later in the episode, Dean is like, I don't know how I didn't figure it out. And watching it back, I was like, damn, I don't know how I didn't figure it out. Samesies, bitch.
Sam, meanwhile, is like, I heard and felt Dean, like he was in the room. Dad, where are you? I felt my brother's spirit. What do we do? Panic.
That's what we do.
The doctor that's paged to that little girl is Dr. Kripke, as like a shout out to her. Kripke.
Of course.
Yeah.
Didn't you say he wrote the episode or he directed it? He wrote it.
He wrote it.
I would do that.
Eric Kripke.
I don't know if he would have written that detail like into the script or if Kim Manners made that decision, but either way, it's funny.
Yeah.
Sam is like, I guess I'll try a Ouija board. Those things still freak the hell out of me. So
wait. I realized when I was watching this back, because I very distinctly remembered it being a Ouija board, but if you look at it, it says like magical ghost board or something.
Apparently,
it's like an off-brand.
Yeah, Ouija boards are super, super copyrighted, and apparently it was like a huge issue. They had to like remake every single aspect of the Ouija board because real Ouija boards are copyrighted.
That's literally hilarious. So funny. Because I saw it and I was like, oh my god.
All four of them were like, remember what a big problem this was?
Well, Supernatural already canonically takes place in an alternate universe anyway, so...
Yeah, it's fine. But I was just like, I literally, because they could have called it something stupid. Like they could have done it like, you know how, not to bring iCarly into a Supernatural podcast, but you know how iCarly has like the pear phone and everything?
Yes, oh my
like
god.
They could have just rearranged Ouija or something, like, and done it like that. But no, it's like magical ghost board. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
Everything.
This scene is just amazing. Like, them just sitting like cross-legged on the floor.
When Dean says he feels like he's at a slumber party, literally, and Dean's face the second that Sam pulls out the Ouija board is everything to me. Because Dean's literally just like, is this bitch fucking serious? And then his face when it works, oh my god.
And he eats his words.
Apparently it was really hard to film because Jensen had to like run in and out of frame. Like, it's all like one shot, basically.
Yeah.
And so like, they just like have a camera that can like swivel, and every time like they go to swing to like Jared's side, then like Jensen has to like run away so that when they get over enough, like they don't see him. And then like when it swings the other way, he has to like, dive back in there and get like fully sat down before the camera gets back to him.
And he has to sit the same way every time because of continuity, because if it just changes the way he's sitting every time it cuts to him, then that's weird. So he has to like remember how he sat. Jensen is so talented, y'all. I can't believe it.
He's just sitting cross-legged.
Yeah. No. But like the where his fingers were placed and everything, he had to get that exactly right and everything.
Yeah, and you gotta like get like even with the board, like exactly the same like, every time.
All I want for this is for a nurse to walk in and see this.
What are you doing?
It's like, I'm going through something, okay?
Yeah.
It would just be like a pitied smile. God, I'm so sorry.
Dean tells Sam that he's like hunting a Reaper and it's after him, and Sam's gonna be like, fuck, we're fucked. Nope, we cannot be fucked up. We gotta solve this. I'm gonna go find Dad. Dad's gone again, of course, because when is Dad ever where we need him to be?
And then at one point, I forget, I don't know if it's Dean or if it's Sam who says it, but one of them was like, you can't kill death. And then I was just like thinking about later episodes, and I was like, that's so interesting.
This is the second time they've fought a Reaper, and both times that they fought a Reaper, they're like, we can't kill a Reaper. What are we gonna do?
Yeah. Got to later seasons that I can't talk about, but like, it's so funny to me.
They just don't have the proper tools yet. But we immediately find out where John is. He's in this creepy-ass basement no currently functioning hospital should have.
It literally looks like it has asbestos. Like, I can't.
Apparently, they just, like, built that set in a, empty room in the real hospital that they were filming in. And I'm like, did they just, like,
why do I not believe them? Like,
the last time they were there? right?
Aesthetic, guys, come on.
And Sam's like, I didn't find Dad, but I found his journal, and that's probably better, right? Like, that's probably more helpful.
We don't have to interact with our father this way. I like how Sam is like, honestly, wait, but like, where's Dad? No, wait, Dean is like, wait, where's Dad, though? And then Sam pulls out the journal, and he's like, just as well.
Well, whatever.
It's the same fucking effect.
Honestly, the journal, it probably is way more helpful. It doesn't argue.
Yes.
It actually is, because Dean is reading over Sam's shoulder, and he realizes that Tess is the Reaper, and she's been, like, going through this whole, like, rigmarole to try and get Dean to accept that it's his time to go.
And it's almost like a call to what's gonna happen after this, where John's not there, but they have to rely on this journal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They, and particularly Jensen, like, both Jared and Jensen, but Jensen in particular, did not have enough good things to say about working with Lindsay. Like, they really just thought that she was super great, super fantastic.
Who played the Reaper?
Yeah, it's not a surprise that they brought her back in, like, season, like, whatever season.
I even put in my notes that she was, like, amazing, because she has, like, she's so, like, she has to soothe someone into agreeing to death, and honestly, I was listening to her, and I was like, you know what? I kind of get it.
She's pretty convincing.
Like, she's pretty convincing and soft and gentle, and maybe I'm just gay, but, like, pet my hair like that, you know what I mean? Like, I know you're a Reaper, but, like, I get it. Like, because Dean is so close to saying yes.
Yeah, he literally is. I wish we'd gotten, like, a definitive answer on what Dean was gonna say to her. We don't, but that brings us back to John, because John is mid-summoning already.
Dumb bitch.
Frederick Lane is here as, like, Azazel. He's one of, I would say, the most popular Azazels.
Yeah, like, when you think of Azazel, you think of him.
I love him.
In the season 1 finale, Jeffrey D. Morgan did a great job as the demon, but, like, this exchange between the two of them is just great. Apparently, nobody can see with these, like, yellow demon contacts in, and it presents problems in this episode.
Apparently, yeah, I heard that Lindsay, like, she kept having, like, messing up where to put her hand.
Yeah, she couldn't find Jensen's forehead.
Because Jensen had to keep adjusting her, and it's in the blooper reel. Oh my god, it's so funny.
It was funny to watch, yeah. Frederick Lane is actually in a couple episodes of The X-Files, and he's playing, like, a completely different character from Azazel, and it is a joy to watch, and he's so amazing.
Apparently, they had to put sandbags down because he couldn't see to walk in this scene, so, like, they put sandbags down so he could, like, feel with his foot where he was supposed to go.
I don't even know. I just feel like that's so 2006. Like,
I feel like, now, like, they would just be like, we'll just CGI the eyes. Don't even worry about it.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Well, they could do that in 2006, but they
wouldn't have done a good job.
Have the budget.
Oh, as we now know, the CW was broke the entire time.
And they probably used all of their CGI budget to get the Reaper to be there, because that was all CGI.
Yeah.
So it's like they probably used they were like, we'll just make the actors wear these awful contact lenses. It's fine. They're just actors. Like,
yeah, they were able to do stuff like that for the X-Men, but they had a better budget for those movies.
Yeah.
The demon lays, like, in this, like, hospital pool, and he's like, let's go to security, like, you're not supposed to be down here, and, like, I'm gonna compliment John, but John immediately pulls out the cold, he's like, how stupid do you think I am?
Can you imagine if it was actually just
like
a random janitor?
But Azazel's like, do you really want an honest answer to that? Like there are a couple of frat dudes giving each other a hard time, as opposed to, like, John's been on, like, a 23-year, like, quest for vengeance.
Yeah.
Mortal enemy. And
I love
this guy's
chummy
like,
demons.
actually, I think you're stupid.
I actually think you're a fucking moron, though.
Yeah.
Sweetie, you don't mean as much to me as I do to you.
And then Azazel's like, John, buddy, I didn't think you were suicidally reckless. And I'm like, were you literally in this man's head, like, last episode? Like, he's been suicidally reckless most of his life, and definitely since he killed his wife 20 years ago. Like, what show is this guy been watching?
What is wrong with you? I think you're the stupid
one. Oh my god.
No.
Have you met him?
John was like, I'm gonna avenge my wife, and he's like, on the day, like, back when the kids were 6 months and 4, and he was like, and if I die doing it, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, John Winchester was like, I'm going to bring these children on the hellscape of their lives, so that way I can get revenge for my wife. And he literally, like, was like, I am prepared to die for it and leave these children alone in a motel room for that!
In fact, if I die while doing it, all the better, because I don't really want to be alive anyway.
That's fine. It's all fine.
John's like, I could shoot you right now. And Azazel's like, but what if you miss? And John's like, fair enough. Okay, well, good thing I'm not here to shoot you then. And I'm like,
John would miss too, that dumb bitch.
But, like, wasn't the whole reason he was just mad at Sam was that Sam didn't take a shot? And I'm like, buddy, you have a clear shot right here. What are we doing?
Yes,
John is such a hypocrite, and I hate him.
He literally sucks.
I hate him. I'm so glad he dies.
Sam is upstairs and he's like trying to make his comatose brother take an oath not to give up or leave him, and he's like, bro, please, Dad and I are not gonna be able to get along much longer. You gotta wake up like right now.
Like,
and Dean can't even hear him. Dean's not even listening. It kills me.
Apparently Kim Manners was emotionally moved by Jared's performance here to like tears.
Oh god.
That made me like more emotional than the actual scene was. Just the image of Kim Manners like at like the like video village like set